All right, during this pandemic, we're seeing a lot of people do great things out there. And joining me right now is one of those individuals, Julia Siegel from the San Francisco Bay Area, a junior in high school. Julia, thanks for taking the time. Let me ask you about this charitable organization that you
Yeah,
started,
sure.
QuaranTunes. I love the sound of it. Tell us what it is.
Yeah, so QuaranTunes basically connects teenage musicians like myself with children from all over the world, including the UK, India, Canada at this point, to conduct virtual music lessons. And 100% of the proceeds that we receive from the lessons are donated to the CDC Foundation to help fight the coronavirus.
Okay, so let me just back up here. Where did this, I guess, the idea come from? Was it just one morning you're at home? Was it one night? How did it come about?
It actually started when I noticed that my 10-year-old younger sister was getting really restless, being cooped up at home, and I was trying to find ways to occupy her. And she's also a musician, or plays music for fun, and I'm a musician. So I started giving her little music lessons. I would teach her a little bit about songwriting, a little bit about music theory, and she really loved it. And I actually volunteered to teach a class for her friend's elementary school in Los Altos, and I signed up to teach like a beginner songwriting class for elementary school students, and I capped the class at 5 people. And then it ended up being that over 40 children signed up to take that class, and I ended up splitting that class into multiple sessions, and all the kids absolutely loved it. I got so much positive feedback, and that was kind of when I realized, like, music lessons can be a really expensive thing, and especially right now we don't want people to have any more like monetary burdens.
Sure.
And there are so many teenagers like myself who are musicians that are bored in quarantine and really want a new way to hone their skill and practice something that will give them a lot of experience and a way to share their passion. And I basically just started reaching out to a bunch of my teenage musician friends, asking if this is potentially something that they'd be interested in, like teaching virtual music lessons to kids for free. And overwhelmingly, the response was, yes, absolutely, I would love to do this.
They
And
all jumped on board with you to do that. I mean, when it
everybody,
comes to your own personal music, I mean, what do you play? What instruments
yeah.
do you play?
So I've
Are
been
you a
training
singer?
in classical piano for the past 13 years, and I'm a singer. I've sang in a choir for the past 8 years, and currently I'm the lead singer-songwriter of my indie pop band called Reverie. We're based in Palo Alto. Before quarantine, we'd perform at gigs all over the Bay Area. And yeah, music has been the passion of my life, and I just absolutely love it. And I just really want to spread it to more children all over
And
the
now
world.
yeah, I was just going to say, now you're doing it
Yeah,
for others out there across the world. I mean, this has kind of taken off a little bit. I mean, you're there in
it's
the Bay Area. You
crazy.
said you
Yeah,
started with those five children, and then it's just
yeah,
kind of grown. I mean, as for the fundraising part of it,
yeah,
you and everyone who's teaching is doing this for free.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
if someone wants to donate
Yeah,
money for the lesson, they can, and then take us where that money goes from there.
yeah, exactly. So we actually started a GoFundMe page, just called QuaranTunes, where all of the money is donated to the CDC Foundation. And we kind of direct parents to that link after their lesson. We'll be like, hey, if you enjoyed your lesson, like donate whatever you think it was worth to you. We give a suggested donation of $20 to $40, but it's really just anything that the family can afford and anything that they would feel comfortable with paying or would like to pay for our cause. And we've been getting, some very, very generous donations. And, some people like opt out of donations altogether, and that's absolutely fine. We don't want this to have to be another money thing that they have to worry about,
Yeah.
because it's really all about the music. So in the past week and a half, we've raised almost $3,000 on our GoFundMe
Ah,
page.
excellent.
And all of it is donated right to the CDC Foundation. So we've been getting so much support from so many people, and it's been really incredible.
And when it comes to teachers too, they're obviously donating their time.
Yeah,
Other individuals your age who may
yeah,
be in high school, but are you able to get others from outside, maybe in the level,
absolutely.
university level?
Right. Yeah. So we actually do have many involved as well. Students, colleges. There are, many of our high school students are attending music colleges to pursue careers in music, but we also have students coming from like Cal Poly, from UC Santa Barbara, from many other colleges that I'm blanking on right now.
Right.
um,
Okay.
but yeah, and in addition, we have many of our teachers coming from other places in the country as well. I recently attended Interlochen Arts Camp in Michigan few summers ago, and I made so many musical connections there that I reached out to all of them after quarantine started to become a thing, and all of them coming from places from LA to Chicago to Texas, have been wanting to get involved. And we actually recently partnered with another nonprofit organization called Solno, which is based in Texas, that was started from one of my friends from Interlochen. And that organization actually connects teenage musicians with children who are from families that aren't in a financial position to pay for music lessons to, bring music into their lives. And they would go to foster homes and hospitals to kind of jam out with children and teach them some basic music. But all of that had to be put on hold because of quarantine, obviously, because they couldn't go to see these children in person. And so that was where we came in, and we've partnered with them, and they've kind of transferred their entire client base to us. And they have chapters all over the country, from LA to Oklahoma to Texas to New York, and they've transferred their teacher base and their client base to us.
Right.
So it's all through our platform now.
Oh,
And
that's phenomenal. I love that. Everyone coming together to help each other out here. Look, I'm not Joe musician. I mean, I can't sing. I don't play any instrument. So this question is basically, how different is it for you to teach virtually than obviously person to person here? What's been the challenges here, and what's actually been great?
Absolutely. So as I'm the CEO, unfortunately, it's been really difficult for me to find the time to actually teach lessons myself, even though that's something that I love to do. But I've gotten a lot of feedback from teachers as to what it's like. And they said that the hardest thing for them is the rhythm, just because of the lag in technology, and being able to show them how to like position their hands on different instruments. Like our ukulele teacher was saying, like he has to angle the camera in a really odd way to be able to show how to place his hands on the ukulele. But overall, the lessons have been pretty successful, and we'll get videos from parents all the time of their children practicing their instruments, and it's really cute. And we've already seen some children make very visible progress.
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't have to be perfect, right? I mean, I'm broadcasting here from my son's room, so it's. I guess the idea is that you are giving this outlet to people, both parents and children, but that they can at least attempt it.
Exactly.
That it's around their house, it's in their lives, and
Right,
music
and
is
exactly,
powerful
yeah.
that way.
And music and art in general has always been a way for people to express themselves and like get out their innermost feelings. And I think especially right now, during a time such as this one, when we don't have our friends nearby to be able to talk to and share our feelings with, like music is more important than ever. So whether you're training like to be a professional musician or you're just jamming out for fun, I think
Yeah.
it's yeah.
What's the reaction been? I mean, have you received like an email or a phone call from whether it's a student or another teacher who's volunteering their
Yeah,
time, or parents?
I can look for an email if you would want.
No, it's okay. I just know at
Oh,
the top of your head.
oh, okay, off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Yeah. So actually, the reaction has been so overwhelmingly positive. These past few days, I've been getting a flood of emails from teachers and parents alike, thanking us for the services that we're providing for their children. I can think of one particular example. Somebody reached out and was telling a story about how they had a piano sitting in their house for years, but nobody in their family had ever, had the time or really wanted to, or had just gotten around to like actually start learning it and taking lessons. So it kind of just been sitting there. And then it was really through QuaranTunes that they were able to start taking lessons for the first time and actually, make use of the piano. And I heard back from the teacher that she's teaching like 3 of their children, and they're making really huge progress on the piano. And that was one of the many stories that really caught me off guard and really made me realize how we're really impacting people's lives right
but
now.
I think people have to understand too that you're doing this. You're a junior in high school. I mean, it's a very important year in high school when you're looking
Yeah.
at colleges and so forth. I mean, how's this whole quarantine been for you as a student right now,
Right.
being locked in the house here?
Yeah, actually, I know that the many juniors that I know have had really mixed reactions about this, with like standardized test scores not being looked at in college admissions and stuff like that. But personally, I think it's a really nice break from the stress and hecticness of junior year. And it's kind of given everybody a chance to slow down, reevaluate, their high school experience and start thinking more about college. And for me, we've had our school switched to a credit, no credit system. So the schoolwork isn't overwhelmingly, there isn't that much of it. But, I have had to do that on top of all of this, which has been a little bit of a struggle at times. But yeah.
I think in the end, what do you think? What have you learned the most about, I mean, QuaranTunes, how long has it been up and running?
I think we started toward the beginning of April, so
Okay.
probably at most a month at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost a month. So, I mean, in those 3, 4 weeks, what do you think you've learned, I don't know, about yourself, about the community as a whole? What would
definitely.
you like to share?
I think I've learned so much about myself through this entire experience, specifically how important it is to be a leader and like how much that can accomplish. And about, I mean, personally being the CEO, we have like a board of like 10 people. We host board meetings once a week, teacher meetings with like over 50 people. And that's kind of all been run by me. And I never have ever in my life like had to be in charge of so many people, kind of telling people what to do all the time. And I think I've just learned so much about what it takes to actually like get something to happen, and but also the most effective ways of doing that, not just like yelling at people if something doesn't get done, but yeah, just, and also forming a team of the right people, people who really are passionate and enthusiastic and like are going to get stuff done, and a team that really, you know, clicks with each other, and just having that sense of community among everyone and our teachers as well.
Yeah. Well, for all our viewers right now, it's QuaranTunes. It's
Yeah,
QuaranTunes. Got it. Is there a website?
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
We have so much information on our website. You should absolutely check it out.
Okay.
Our website is QuaranTunes. I won't even try to spell that. Dot site. So SITE.
Dot site. Got it.
Yeah,
Well,
quarantine.
I'm a big Grateful Dead fan, and there's a song titled "The Music Never Stopped." And I tell my children that although I don't play music, I sing it. I try to sing out loud. I love it. I think it's energizing. It's peaceful at the same time. So in your case, you're making it happen. The music doesn't stop with you, Julia. So
Thank you.
congratulations on all you do, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for
All right.
having me.
Sure.